Hello, everybody. My name is John, and I'm here for this special edition of MTN Presents. We're going to talk about Art A Whirl 2004 coming up very soon. Our special guests at the MTN studio here are Sara Whiting from Art A Whirl and Eeris Fritz from Old Science Furniture Renovation, which is an Art A Whirl spot. So, Sara, do you want to talk a little bit about, first of all, what is Art A Whirl and when is it?
Art A Whirl is next weekend, May 14th through the 16th. It runs Friday the 14th from 6 until 9, Saturday from noon until 8, and Sunday from noon until 5. Of course, that's the official hours, because there's always stuff going on around those hours as well. Art A Whirl is actually, this is the 9th year of Art A Whirl, and it is the largest art crawl in Minnesota. But it's so much more than just an art crawl. There's a lot of special events, and the community gets very, very involved. So
Art A Whirl is kind of and by and for, but I mean it's for more than the artists, but it's put on by artists and has been from the very beginning. So Sara, you want to tell us a little bit about where Art A Whirl has come from and where it's gone to today?
Yes. Well, yes, it was put on initially by some artists who realized that they could do more as a group than they could do individually. So the very first Art A Whirl catalog was like a piece of paper, you know, just a little list of a group of people that were showing, and it got to be bigger and bigger and sort of blossomed, and actually just even a couple years in, they realized that they needed an organization to put this on, which is when NEMA was created, which is Northeast Minneapolis Arts Association. So now we have a catalog like this.
Oh, very, very nice.
So fancy for color, you know, and very different from the one-page sheet that you know, we started out with. And NEMA, as an organization, is doing so many more things than even just Art A Whirl. Like, they are putting on an arts action plan, a 15-year plan, and that is to avoid problems like gentrification of the artists, to keep the artists in the area and also keep them vibrant and create signage, because it's so hard to, you see these buildings in Northeast and they're just impossible to tell if there's an artist in them or not, so yeah. Okay,
so it's really growing, and this year there's some real important things that are happening in Art A Whirl. Do you want to talk about some of the highlights of this year's Art A Whirl?
Yeah, well, 3 of the main things that I want to mention I'm really excited about, and I think they really show the breadth and scope of Art A Whirl and of NEMA as an organization. One would be our silent auction, first year that we've ever done a silent auction, and we're also doing a raffle, which will be raffling off the cover art from the catalog.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're going to get a close-up. Excellent. Okay.
And
oh, you want to hold it up a little longer?
I should hold it up a little longer. Okay, there we go. And so this is going to be raffled off. This is a woodblock print by Chad Hoffman. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And also, can I put this down now? Okay. Also, we have a full room of NEMA artists that have donated their artwork to NEMA, and so the silent auction is in the Northrop King building, and then we have the After Whirl party, which is going from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m. on the 15th of May, that Saturday, and we're going to have 4 bands, 4 live performances, and Art A Whirl Ale on tap. So it'll be just sort of fun, and a lot of the artists are going to be there, so it'll be a great way for the community and the artists to get together very casually. And then
and where's that going to be?
That's going to be at the Spring Street Bar and Grill, which is on Spring and Monroe. And then also we're having Walker Without Walls. The Walker is coming in, and they're going to be doing an educational event at Logan Park on Saturday from noon until 5, which should be very, very cool. They're going to be talking a lot about structure and form and line, sort of in tune with the fact that they're creating a new structure at the Walker. themselves. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then plus there's also just the gallery or the tours of places where artists make their work. And that's kind of one of the really interesting things about Art A Whirl. You just want to talk about that aspect of it, just artists opening up their studios.
Yes, I think people find it very fascinating to see how an artist works, and a lot of the artists do live demonstrations, you know, right there. And like, for example, Kelly Marshall will be doing weaving. She'll have her weavers there, and just seeing all the variety of ways in which the artists work, because they're all very different from one another as well. They have different styles of working.
Okay, great. And now one place that Art A Whirl is going to be going on is your place, Eeris. And you want to talk about the place and about what's going to be going on there?
Well, I'd be happy to. We've been running a community-run event, so it's cooperatively run with artists in the neighborhood as well as in the Minneapolis area for the past 6 years. And what we do is we all gather at Old Science Renovation, which is our furniture restoration and repair shop that we have at 1317 Marshall Street, which is across the street from the Grainbelt Brewery. And we open our doors and embrace as many artists as we can for the 3-day period. And what we do is no monetary exchange with our artists. We strictly have all of the artists contribute to a food table. And we have food and wine and beverages poured throughout the 3-day period. We have approximately 15 bands lined up. So we have live music throughout the 3 days. And as well as Friday night, we have, which will be the 14th of May, we have a poetry slam, and we have poets reading from all over the Twin Cities. Scott Vetch is the head of that, and he's a nationally renowned poet. And we have music by Trio Tipo. We have other musicians coming in and sitting in, and that runs from, I'm trying to remember, I think 4:30 until 11. And then Saturday we open our doors at noon, and again we have music, live music, face painting. We have belly dancing, we have reading going on. John Akre, who is our lovely host here, is going to be reading on Sunday with us out of his novel. And we just have a wonderful community event. And in the evening on Saturday from 6 p.m. until the food is gone, we run a big potluck feast. And so everybody in the community, as well as all of our artists, gather, and we bring food to the table, and everybody is welcome, and there is no fee for this. It is strictly a gift back to community. So one thing that Terry, my husband, and I feel very strongly about is giving back to our community, and this is a way for us to do that. We have a lot of art, people who scout for art, people who scout for galleries come through and find new artisans to bring into their galleries, and so it's a nice venue for our artists.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you brought up there, the word community, which is kind of really what the heart of Art A Whirl is all about. It's kind of that building that community among artists in Northeast. So, I mean, do either of you have kind of any parting thoughts that you want to give to us about that, maybe what that community is, or?
Do you want to go first?
Well, I think community is crucial right now, especially. I think we need to unite as best as we can and embrace each other, because these are very difficult times, and artists are truly starving right now, more than ever. So for us, it became even more important this year to run this community event, and it's probably the biggest event that we have. We're also doing some fundraising for public education. Many of our public schools are really suffering right now with their budget cuts, and one of the first things to go is the arts and music. And so we're going to try to do our part this year to do some fundraising for that, as well as continuing to promote community. So just embracing each other.
Great. And Sara, now, how does one find out about Art A Whirl? You know,
one of the easiest things to do is to go to the NEMA website, which is www.nema, which is NEMAA.org.
And then Art A Whirl has its own website too,
well,
right?
it actually is the same website.
Okay,
It goes to the same place, but it's www.artawhirl.org, which is art-a-whirl.org. You can also call the office, which is 612-788-1679.
Okay, excellent. So what are the dates again?
May 14th through 16th.
And that's all in Northeast Minneapolis?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're going to end the show with, we got a clip from last year's Art A Whirl, actually at Old Science, some of the music going on. So I don't know, do you want to set up that? It's Terry playing, so I don't know what about.
Okay, so what you're going to see is Trio Tipo, I believe, which is a group. My husband's in this group, and it is an acoustic group that he's involved with. And there are 2 classical guitars and then percussion. And so I think you'll be seeing that, and then possibly a walk through Old Science renovation. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay,
please.
so we're going to show that, and thanks for joining us today on this special Art A Whirl preview show. And coming up in a minute, there'll be more on the show, so stay tuned.